I'm Surabhi. I'm a homeschooling mother of two little girls aged 5 and 6. And today I'm going to share another video of my homeschooling series where we're talking about busy books. So I talked about the busy book for my 5-year-old in the last video, and today I'm going to share the busy book for my 6-year-old. So before we start with the 6-year-old's workbook, my 6-year-old is reading. She's good at reading naturally, but she doesn't like writing much. She need to work on spellings, and that's what in English are. In maths, she does simple addition, but still, she's still getting the number concepts, and that's what we are. She doesn't like to do workbooks which are like full sheet long. She gets overwhelmed very easily, and she doesn't like me telling her that do spelling work, I'll give you dictation and all those kind of teaching ways which we have been learned in school. She doesn't do all this. So I try to make learning in a more fun way to her using these busy book activities. So let's start with my busy book for 6-year-old. Again, it can be for a 7-year-old if your child cannot do it now, because I'm sure if I give it to my younger one, she won't be able to do when she's 6. She will be able to do this activity when she'll be 8, because academically or like that way she is a little behind. This one is a little better in English. So the number is just there. You see if your child is able to do it, and then introduce this activity in a fun way to them. Like this one is find the word. So it's basically a spelling activity. If you see in our actual thing, I'm trying to focus on spellings here, but she's not doing a dictation. So here I've drawn some figures, like simple figures: star, fish, sun, a hut, number 9 and number 10. So 10 like T and 9 NINE. So she doesn't know all the spellings yet. She's working on them, but when I give it in a puzzle way, she'll be much more interested to do this game, and I'll help her out. But then we'll talk about like what you should, like maybe mama it's or it's air, like that. So we work on spellings, but like a puzzle, like a fun challenge, rather than sitting down and doing a dictation work. That's what I'm trying to do. You can do spellings like this. Another one, we are doing addition and subtraction practicing. So I have made two numbers, 12 and 13, and here are different operations like 16 minus 4, 14 minus 2, 10 plus 3. So all the combinations which produce these numbers, and then she has to calculate that and join the number 13 or 12. It's so easy to practice, and again you don't have to do 20 additions per sheet or like 10 additions. If she has got the concept of addition, subtraction, if we can do these things easily, it means we worked on mathematics for today, and that's more than enough for a week, because she did her maths addition subtraction practice. That's what my point is, that don't overwhelm a child with 20 problems. She doesn't need to. She needs time to go out and play and read her books. Academics, even if done 6 problems a day is more than enough. If they get the concept, they get the concept. If they don't get the concept, they will not get, even if you ask them to do it 20 times, they will not. They will get it when they have to get it. But practice, these 4 problems are enough. So next one, rows and columns. So again, I told you that spatial understanding is very, very important when it goes to coding or when it goes to understanding of problems like word problems or anything. Spatial understanding is most important. So again, we are doing rows and columns here. So like this is semicircle, this is triangle. So in this one, I have a semicircle as well as triangle. Like that, you have to complete the full box. So you're practicing first your motor skills, because she has to draw all the shapes by herself. Again, focus and understanding, very important. Here again, we are doing the spellings. So again, very simple spellings. But this is the word which she reads in her book quite frequently, very common words. And then we are working on spelling. And if she does mistake there also, then we'll tell, go check the book, or, this is not the spelling. So very basic spellings, but, the main intention of this one is not, when I see that if you give dictation or something like that, I've seen like giving 5 words, 3 are wrong, a child realizes, oh, I did 3 wrong. Some time of negativity or competition, that scoring thing that I got only 3 out of 5 correct, I don't want that to happen. So just make it fun, practice spelling. But next time when she'll look at this word in her book while she's reading, she'll realize that, this is the actual spelling, and this spelling, we did that work in our busy book. But just fun way, without making a child feel bad or good for whatever is scored in exam, just keep that out. Here we are doing a fun activity. We are drawing a monster on the basis of following. You have to draw an oval face. The monster should have 3 eyes, 2 big, 1 small. It should have a big mouth and has thick lips. It should have curly short hair. It should have 3 sharp pointed teeth and 1 blunt teeth. And it should have a small nose. It has 2 long ears and 2 horns on head. You can do anything here. You can just let the imagination grow. So what is the outcome here? You are focusing on motor skills. You are working on spatial skill, in the sense, when a child draws a oval, maybe she draws the small. Whatever details I asked, right? You should have thick lips, 3 teeth, 2 blunt, 1 sharp, long hair. Probably she'll realize that her oval is very small. She should have drawn a bigger oval, you know. That's what when you are doing anything, you're doing a painting, you are creating something, right? You should have that visualize in your mind that if I need to have 3 eyes, how much big face should I make? Getting it? So you're making the brain cells work in that way when your estimation, everything, you know, that is what we are working on here. Now again, we are practicing very simple addition. 1 plus 5, 2 plus 5, 3 plus 5, and then we'll realize how do we do addition, plus 3, plus 6, and if you do 1 sheet per day, you are done with the mathematics for that day. And it's very simple. And simple boxes, no pressure. And it's easy. Maybe for a child, but that's how. Keep life simple. Keep the life of your kids simple. The last activities again here is rows and columns, but it's more complicated because we have 4 columns to be looked at. So this box will have a heart, a number 2, a triangle, and a square. This is complicated. She will do mistakes here when I'll give it to her, but that's what. You do not challenge them to here, you challenge them to here. So because she will have done all these activities easily, in the end I want her to feel that, you still have to learn a little. So hope you enjoyed these activities, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye bye.